Hey, what's up? Let's make a beat. So, a few days ago, I tried to make a beat and the sound was all jacked up. So, I'm going to try again. Uh, in the last video, I kind of was focusing on, why I make plugins, why they make making beats for me easier, and yeah, how could that benefit other people? Is what I'm going for. So let's give it a try. We're gonna start again. Um, I'm a little sad. The last beat came out really sick. Hopefully, we can make something with this one. Um, so I'm gonna try and talk through more of what I'm doing as well. So to start, I'm gonna get some guitar sounds. And I was on, I've seen this new distort all around Instagram and TikTok. So I figured I'd give it a shot. I just downloaded the demo right now, plugged it in, and got something going. I got new distort going into guitar rig, just super basic jazz amp thing. And so all I'm going to do is just kind of make some noises with the guitar. Start there as a chopping up point and see where we get to. So I'm just going to record, and this distortion is super gnarly. Beautiful. Playing in A minor. Let's set that so we don't forget. Maybe that'll stay. All right, let's grab some guitar. Cool. I think I'm just gonna freeze and flatten that. Maybe. Oh, bounce in place now. Bounce track in place. I keep forgetting it's called that. Just catch it. Whatever that is, it's something. All right, next up. Next sound source, we'll call this guitar. And we're going to plug in the Rhodes, which you guys can't see right now. But maybe we just do... Let's get an amp sim to a different one. We'll do Neural DSP, Corey Wong. Also a plugin that sounds phenomenal. Let's just pick whatever. Session Sounds, Jazzbox. I just like to keep stuff a little clean. So if later down the road I decided to add something to it, it'd be easy. But hold on, I'm gonna plug this in, see where we get to. And let's just arm this track. Sure, that's fine. I'm just gonna roll with that. Who knows? Could be cool. Could suck. But it's stuff to chop up, right? So that was really quiet. Not super stoked on that preset. Ugh. No, dude. Clean, dry. Yeah, that's fine. Say I'm just gonna bounce it in place. Perfect. So now we got two. Let's bring this down a little bit. Super dirty, super clean. That Nudistort is gross, awesome. I love it. All right, so now we need some drums. Let's keep this moving. I have no idea what I'm going to do with these yet. I know for sure I will EQ them both, so let's drop EQs on them. And then, let me think here. Yeah, let's grab, no, I'm not going to grab contact. Hold on. Change my mind. We're going to do decent sampler, and we're going to use DK paper drums. Start there. These sound super crusty. What's going on? Oh, that's weird. My scale's not popping up on push. We're going to turn it off again and on again, see what happens. I mean, that sounds so good, dude. Crunchy and tight. Bring this up. I'm going to take the hi-hats, pitch them way. Yeah. Come on, push. No. Does not want to do it, man. Well then. There we go. All right, so let's go down to C. Yeah, see what that do. I'm just gonna record something. Perfect. Yeah. We'll just cut that off right there. Actually, no. We're gonna bounce in place again. And we just have one. I have no idea how fast this is. It doesn't really matter for the method. All right, so we're gonna turn it down a little bit. And then I'm gonna use one of my plugins called Solid Brian. It's new. It's basically a channel strip that's real heavy on the compression, and then everything, the in, the out, the low, mids, and highs all have different kinds of saturation going on. And you can hear the, it gets a little harsh. So this is just a mellow low pass filter. Absolutely. Saving it. All right, so we got 2 sound sources and 1 drum loop. Call this break 1. And now we can get into something. So first things first, we're going to do drums. And I do my drums weirdly. We're going to first, I have we pick, okay, sorry, losing my train of thought. First, we're going to unwarp this clip. It is whatever speed it's at. And this is how I kind of get my weird swing things happening. I have had some weird swing comments on Instagram just saying like, that swing is crazy. And I do that by back timing my drums, which is just a term they use in like audio engineering. I'm a post audio engineer, so I do a lot of commercials and shit like that. And back timing is basically like you're saying, I'm picking this point in time. I want this to happen, like usually to a picture or something. You're saying, at 57, I want a snare. And then you would just put the snare there and then drag the file back. You're back timing the drum. So I use that method to do drum swing. So let's pick a BPM, I don't know, 80. Say 80, and let's hear it. All right, well, it's pretty close. Maybe I might speed it up. 84. Try that. So we're gonna put the kick on the 1. All right, so back timing, we want the snare to hit like right about there. But this chunk is playing at the wrong speed, and then the snare is gonna hit. Right? That gives you wonky swings. Yeah. It's weird. We got real late hi-hats happening. I'm putting the snares like a little early, a little before the beat. And then you get these kicks are off. Yeah, dude. That's our loop right there, probably. All right, so then that's cool. I might even like then you pitch the whole sample, see what happens. Yeah, I dig that. So I also have in my favorites, I have 2 drum presets. These are just EQ8 presets. So I'm just going to drag and drop that. It's just a little bit of low end taking out this shit that takes up all your energies. And just a couple cuts for boxy and harshness. Yeah, it sounds cool. So then we'll turn them down a little bit here and there. And then what I always do is layer breaks. We're going to put the other drum preset on here. Has a little less low end going on, and a couple more cuts for boxiness. And I'm going to use one of my previously made drum breaks. If any of the stuff you see you dig, kinggrump.gumroad.com. I have a huge break pack, comes with all these breaks, and there's some of the live recordings used to make these breaks come with it, and then 6 homemade vinyl crackles for $10. I also have this pack is King Grump Cheap Shine, which we'll probably use a little bit of today too. And I had a whole bunch of free packs and things, and I just combined them all into this giant, I mean, this is just the hi-hats. Like, it's just a giant collection of things. This is like a full production sample pack. You could use only this if you wanted to for how long. There's synthesizers. You know, me playing bass. Some super dirty, some clean, whatever, it's all in there. So go check those out if you're into it. $10 each. I don't know, I think it's cheap. Ooh, rat poison. Rat poison sounding good. Let's try that. So same thing, I'm just gonna unwarp it. Looks like it's pretty close to 84. Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah. And we'll get rid of stuff. I don't know. Yeah, it's dope. Yeah, it sounds good. And then I would probably, we're going to duplicate it and make the second round something different. Just put something weird in here. Yeah. Maybe we do another snare. Yeah, and then we're gonna delay them a little. Yes, sir. All right, so next we're gonna group these breaks together, and that will be our drum bus. Turn it down even a little more. So right now we have 2 drum breaks, the one we made with a little EQ cuts, the one from my sample pack, some more EQ cuts. Then we're going to go to another plugin of mine called Soup Can. This is a 12-bit drum processor. So it's always at 12 bits. It's a little crunchy. And the first thing we're going to do is use push-pull. If we turn it this way, it's going to crank down all of our transients. It's going to get rid of all the sustain. And if we go the other way, it's going to do the exact opposite. It's going to completely blow out all the sustain. And this gets really extreme, so... What I really like to do is kind of clamp down on the drums, because in my mastering chain, which we'll get to later, I'm going to kind of really compress the shit out of things. So for here, I'm just going to add a little bit of drive and bite. This is like an overall drive. I guess I should do these one at a time to hear them. Just a little bit, and then the bite is just top end distortion. And just kick up a little low and high. And we want to make sure this isn't going too far over. We want to keep it pretty controlled for gain staging. There we go. And then for my drums, I always use Soupcan, and then another plugin I made called Chunks. Chunks is just a multi-band saturation and clipper thingy boiled down into one knob. This is I don't know if you ever used the Oxford inflator back in the day. That's kind of what it reminds me of. I just like how it sounds better, so we just put a little of this on. And that's pretty much our drums. Without it, we're not getting any louder. We're just making shit slap. Okay, so that's that. Now we can start chopping things. I think I'm going to start with this guitar because it's, I don't know, man. Whoever made this distortion is nuts. I love it. So let's see what we can come up with here. Even just that first note, God. That little... And chug that up. Yes. Oh, you know what? I might grab this so we're not repeating. Hell yeah. Okay. So then we'll do double that. Ah. Wow. Bonkers distortion. Okay, minor technical difficulties. Jumping ahead a little. Okay, so basically I doubled this loop and I added just this little ending to it. And then on the second round of drum loops, I added just this little drum fill. So that sounds like this. Hell yes. So, like I was saying, for drum fills, I use them every time, all the time. I always use Mad Drum Fills from Boom Bap Labs. If you need drum fills, just go get them. It's insane the number you get. So, now we have 2 drum breaks grouped up and this guitar track. So we're going to do a little EQ here. We want to get rid of as much low end as we can. Yeah. And we're going to cut about 500 hertz for some boxiness out of that distortion. Hell yeah. I'm going to pan this 20 to the left, and then we're going to pan the Rhodes 20 to the right. Oop. And we're going to combine. Let's bring this down a little bit to start. It's double. Ooh. Sometimes I just like to match. Let's just keep it choppy. Oh. Oh, we don't want warp. Huh. Yeah, there we go. Let it play out, man. See what happens. Do. Yeah, so do. Same, I'm gonna try and take some bass out here. That's cool. Then we're gonna go pull this back so we don't double it, and then I'm thinking down, 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 do, do. And then something else. Yeah, that's cool. And see, just chop shit. Just chop. actually, yeah. Hell yes, and then just gonna grab this little guy right here. Do like some sonar ending. See what that does. Dude, yes. Okay, so now we have 2 chopped up instruments, 2 chopped up drum breaks. Yeah, so you notice probably that I don't really fuck with the push too much. When I started making beats 26 years ago, you know, all I had was a keyboard, computer keyboard, and a mouse. And lately, I've been broke. I've been selling off all my gear, and I have really, honestly, enjoyed going back to mostly computer keyboard and mouse. I just love chopping shit up. It's so fast, and it just causes a lot of happy accidents, like leaving things how they are and just chucking them on the timeline and seeing what comes out of that has been awesome. So that's where I'm at right now. And you know, this is, I don't know, 35 minutes in, and we're already in a good spot. So I'm going to take the guitar and the Rhodes and put them in a group. We're going to call it mellow. Turn it down, maybe. And I'm going to use another one of my plugins. This is called Inspecta. And Inspecta is this tape deck in plugin format. This is a 80s Panasonic tape deck that I've had for decades, and it really, I just always used to use it. Just record stuff in the room, record vocals or guitars or whatever, play it back into the microphone, play it through the line out. I just always use it. And so I wanted to kind of have that in plugin format. And so I made it in Max for Live. I recorded the sound of the blank tape playing, so you get a hiss. And here, I'll show you. That'll only play when the transport Ableton is moving. And then I just took a long time with, you know, the flutter and the dropouts, and kind of made those all myself. I recorded some melodies and drum breaks and things onto the tape and just kind of A-B'd it back and forth until it sounded right. And I think, you know, the tape deck has a lot less bass response than this does. And I decided to keep some more bass in for the Max for Live plugin, because just in case you want to use it on drums or something, it doesn't like kill all your bass. But here, let's see what it does. Sounds like this. And so this just has the age knob just kind of intensifies everything. Dropouts, wobble, brings the noise up a little more. In and out have a little saturation to them as you go in. And of course, overall, it has a good EQ response like the tape deck. And dope. Kind of feeling like getting rid of this snare. Keep that pause in there. All right, technicalities. Next, we'll do bass. We're gonna use some live bass. I have bass channel saved in my presets. This is just a tuner, Ableton amp and cabinet, some EQ, which this should be at the end. We got Bone Doctor, which is one of my plugins. This is just a 3-band EQ, but it's really just drive for each channel. So you can turn everything up, and then you can turn the output down. You can't turn anything down on its own. And each one of these has their own character. Like if you crank the mid up, you're gonna get like bit crushing and stuff going on. The high is just like a really analog, clean boost, and the low pushes really hard into a saturator and a compressor. And then each channel, you know, the low has chunk, mid has sauce, high has chalk, and those are just a further drive into those. So yeah, it gets pretty gnarly. Sounds really good. And then on this I have Toothpaste, which is my like studio compressor, I call it. It's a 1-knob compressor, and then you have 3-band EQ in and out. So you can drive, like for this, the bass is turned up a little, so the bass gets compressed harder. Yada yada. Let's hear what it sounds like. We'll call this a bass channel. Channel 1 is my bass. All right. This here is my Fender Squier jazz bass that I found in a dumpster at my old apartment. Somebody was throwing it out. I don't know why. And it has like custom Seymour Duncan pickups put in. It was like all set up. Action's awesome. Yeah. Score. Free bass. And just for the hell of it, I'm going to not even record bass to the beat. I'm just going to play some stuff in A minor and go with it. Yeah, let's see what that sounds like. Should be good to go. Okay. Yeah. So I just use vintage bass. This is just a preset from Ableton. And then I just cut out anything below 60, and then I take a big dip out of 250. And this is just to leave more room for stuff. Like I want the bass heard, but I don't want it stepping on everything else and taking all the wind out. What do we want to do here? Oh, dude, even that sounds kind of cool. What? Weird. Like, I'm gonna leave. Yeah, it's tight. And like a little call and response going here. I dig it. Just these random bass notes. Just keep coming back to that. Ooh, what does that do? Yes. Hey. Happy accidents, bro. I'm going to change a couple things. That, and that. I like this down to, I think that's a G, down to G. D, do, do. I just need an ending. Ooh. Oh, dude, that's done. All right, so beautiful. All right, we're going to take everything back a notch. Let's get it back towards the beginning. We're way out in the timeline. All right, so now we have drums, bass, and melodies going already. Good stuff. So now I'm going to apply my mastering chain, which is already on here, to a plugin I made called Purple Bazooka. Purple Bazooka is another kind of channel strip. I didn't intend it to be a mastering thing, but it just, I don't know, I really like it. It's kind of extreme, but basically what happens is your signal comes in here, and as it's coming in, the peaks of the your volume peaks, or your envelope peaks, whatever, gets followed, and the volume of your signal kind of wiggles the EQ and the dynamics a little bit, and the saturation around in the in stage of the plugin. So you'll see when I play it, the sides here are going to start turning purple. That's the input volume, and so that's affecting a little bit of everything as it comes in. And I found that doing that makes it sound pretty analog. It sounds really good to my ears. Maybe not to yours, but it works for me, bro. So, and then first, second, third are 3 compressors, all totally different flavors. But they're very, you get all 3 of them on, they're very extreme. It gets up near like a, you know, a 404 compressor type of vibe. And then we use pinch, which is also a transient thing, just like soup can here. You know how it tightens everything up? It does kind of the same thing, a lot gentler. But basically what happens is as you turn up these compressors, everything starts getting real blown out. You know, the sustain of everything, the notes, the kick drums, the hi-hats, everything just gets really blown out. And so this pinch keeps the transients really harsh and like compressed sounding, but then leaves more room in the beat on your sustains of everything, on your notes and drums. So it's like pushing it really hard like a 404, but then you can back off on things. So you basically have to hear it. So here, let's go. Yeah, so that's Purple Bazooka. It runs in 16 bits, and you can switch it down to 12 bits, which I don't always use, but it sounds pretty good sometimes, just like your whole beat in 12 bits. Good. You can definitely hear it on the low end a little bit. And yeah, I'm stoked on that, man. We're gonna double that up and start kind of making some structure to this. I almost feel like it could start off simpler. What if we started like that? Like we get rid of this louder break at the beginning. All right, right there, I want another drum fill. Yeah, da 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 da. Just up and down. Just visual, just doing it visually. Let's see where we're at. That's 45 seconds O beat. Let's do. All right, I almost want to do. We're going to take just this drum. Yeah, we're going to do that, and then we'll do this last one again. and just get another drum fill to finish it. La da 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 da. Same thing, we'll just visualize. All right, so yeah, I think that's good for now for everything. I think I'm going to use I'm going to get another track going here. This is going to be a dub siren again, which I think I used on the last beat, but it didn't work out. So here, I'm going to grab my iPad. Hold on. iOS. We're going to go into Koala. Going in channels 3, 4. I'm sure you all know, but Koala has new sound packs and synthesizers. And they are sick. What about the dub siren? This thing just works so good for beats. Yeah, there you go. Let's just see what happens. We're going to record a whole take of that and see if it's good. Yeah, sure. So, obviously we're not going to use all of that, but that was pretty quiet, so turn that up. Yeah, so same, I'm just gonna get the bass out of this. Don't want to step on anything else. Yeah, and then what else can we do? Wait. I'm going to use, because this will just compress it a little bit. I'm going to use Television, which is another one of my plugins. And this is shares some things with Purple Bazooka, namely the input where it's kind of wiggling around all the parameters inside the plugin. So this is basically just a channel strip. Same thing, you just turn it up. It's got some drive, dynamics, EQ, 3-band EQ on the bottom, and then this, if you turn it all the way up, is like the EQ response of a speaker, a TV speaker. You can hear it a little better here. And as you turn it up, it has a little bit of noise from it, like ambient noise from a TV set. And yeah, so this is just like, I use this as like an analog, a fire, I don't know, whatever. It sounds really good. It sounds great on guitars. It sounds great on all kinds of things. So yeah, check that out if you want to. And let's keep going here. Maybe no. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's still just too loud. Yes, dope. Cool. All right, so we got some sound effects. I guess the only other thing I might do, let's go into Ableton packs. We'll go into their Spitfire Audio upright piano. Just chuck that in there. Let's get rid of the iPad. And then we will do scale A minor. And let's get a little lo-fi with this. Call this clean. Final plugin I'm gonna show off is Boss Man. Boss Man is basically doing the same thing as Inspector, the tape plugin, but it's for this old guy, SP202. Same process. I recorded some things onto the SP202 and then A-B'd them with the clean signal. And yeah, so this, I basically use the Boss 202, you know, I'll just put it next to the drum kit and record a quick drum loop. So it's like this filthy bit crushed sound. Or like next to an acoustic guitar, just use the internal mic. So that's kind of where I wanted to go with this plugin. It has, you can see it has standard or lo-fi 1 settings, which are the two I use the most. It's got input just to drive it, and a little overall drive to drive it more if you want. It has the filter 1 setting. I don't know if you can see that. What's the best camera? Filter 1 setting, and that's just like a mellow low pass, just to kind of combat the bit crushing. And then for this control knob here, it's just the ring mod button, which is right here. And this one is pretty spot on. It's just very obnoxious, just like the 202. So this is like, I like to hit it pretty hard. I'm going to bring down the release of that. So if we go down to lo-fi 1, subtle difference, but I mean that's what the 202 sounded like. So let's see, I'm thinking maybe, well, let's just something like that. That comes in there, yeah. Sure, I don't know. We're gonna quantize a little bit. No? Add triplets to the mix. Yeah, so basically, I'm just going to repeat that. And then we need some EQ on that shit. Yeah, that's cool. Just giving that a little EQ. All right, let's listen all the way through and see where we're at. Actually, you know what? Let's do a little bit of an intro. Reverse. Yeah, that's good shit. I just might not end with that dub siren. That was weird. Sure, just grab the last one of these. Yep. Yeah. What's the last? I don't know how to end it. So basically at this point what I would do is kind of go back through everything and make sure like drum fills aren't repeating too much. I don't know. Maybe I would even... What if we did this? There's not much going on in this part, so maybe... What if we took the piano, put it down on... Yeah, that's dope. Okay, yeah, at this point, I would hop on YouTube, find some weird things for vocal samples for the intro and outro. But my recording software doesn't let that happen smoothly, so I'm not going to do that here. But yeah, let's hear the whole thing once more, and I think that's it, y'all. Thanks for listening. Hopefully, this brought you joy and a little insight into how I make beats, and maybe that's helpful for you or maybe entertaining. I don't fucking know. But if you want to check out the samples or plugins that you saw, kinggrump.gumroad.com. I really try and keep things around $10. Plugins are like $10. Huge sample packs, $10. You know, shit doesn't need to be $40. And hopefully you just see how I use these things, you know. I mean, when it comes down to it, beat making is samples, some EQ, a little bit of saturation and compression, and you're fucking done. So, yeah, hope you dug it. Catch y'all next time. Here's a beat. Yep, that's that. Thanks for checking it out, y'all. Big ups to Nudist Audio. That distortion is insane. And yeah, catch y'all in the next one. Peace.